Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for choosing our show today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is a very bad culture in this country where whenever we have a funeral event, leaders will stand and make blatant lies in public. I have not traveled much, and so I don't know whether this culture also exists in other countries. But in Kenya, this culture is very, very common. One would stand and say, huyu mtu ambaye amekufa, nitachukua watoto wake, nitawasomesha. Or someone will just give, false testimony about you. Now today in the burial of Raila Odinga, I listened to the biggest lie. That is the lie of this year. Because the year is ending in the next 3 months, this is going to be the lie of the year. The person perpetuating this lie is none other than William Samoei Ruto. I watched a man who betrayed Raila Odinga, a man who wanted to finish ODM, stand before people, being watched worldwide, pretending as he is the man who wants to protect ODM, who wants to pretend that is going to ensure that ODM is guided to prosperity. And I listened to William Ruto, and the only image that came to my mind is the very man who was quoting wrong scriptures without blinking. I watched a man who in 2022 lied to the country without blinking, lied even to the church without blinking. And today, Luo leaders, Luo supporters, and ODM supporters from all walks of life from Mombasa to where listened to William Ruto and cheered as he lied to them in broad daylight. Surely,
the largest political party, ODM, I want to tell you, we will respect ODM. We will support you to hold ODM together. ODM must be strong as we go to 2027, because that is the way we are going to have a strong government. Political parties are the foundations of any meaningful democracy. And therefore, the future of ODM, the strength of ODM, the well-being of ODM matters a great deal to me, because that is how we are going to have a strong nation, by having strong, vibrant, national political parties. Kwa hivyo wana ODM, ile kitu mimi nataka niwahakikishie, kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, ODM will either form the next government or be part of the next government. Ile kitu siwezi kukubali. Ile kitu kwa heshima ya huyu shujaa wetu, ile kitu siwezi kukubali, na nitafanya juu chini, Mungu anisaidie. Ni wale ambao wanataka kung'oa chama ya ODM na kwenda kuchezea karata ya upinzani kule nje. Hiyo haitawezekana. Si tukisema ODM tunasema tuko tayari. ODM. 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 Muko tayari? Muko tayari? Tuunde serikali 2027.
Guys, let us be very honest here. I know there are people who want to be in government, that is their democratic right. But let us not lie on a day when we are giving Raila Odinga the final tribute. Now allow me to share with you reasons why I believe that William Ruto was lying. And if Raila would wake up, or let's say Raila would wake up at the very moment when Ruto is talking about ODM, he will tell him, Apana. Allow me to share with you why I believe that William Ruto was not very honest. When William Ruto ascended to power, the first thing William Ruto did was to pick some members from the ODM without the blessings of Raila Amolo Odinga. And he wanted to divide Luo Nyanza. He wanted to divide ODM. In fact, the ODM party took William Ruto to court because William Ruto wanted to kill democracy. William Ruto wanted to kill this opposition. Only after realizing that you cannot defeat Raila by confrontation, he decided to welcome him back to finish him politically. A man who takes your people, a man who wants to poach members of your party, is not a man who can stand on your grave and pretend that is the one who is now best positioned to protect your party. He's lying. He wanted to take KANU, he wanted to take Jubilee. So with that reason that he picked Luo members of parliament, people like Jalango, Elisha, that is a man who wanted to finish ODM. Number two, guys, I'm sorry to say, but this is the man who killed the ODM supporters during the Azimio demonstrations when Raila was protesting against the results of the 2022 election. The very supporters that he wants to support him in 2027, some of them were killed. And we have fresh memories of people are being retrieved from their houses in Kisumu and they were being killed. And with that, I believe William Ruto is not the man who can stand and tell us that he loves ODM. No. William Ruto refused to open the server. When Raila told him, I suspect you've stolen my votes, they are in this house called the server, just open. I just want to open. I want to look at whatever you have in the house and see if my votes are there. He refused, guilty as charged. That is not a man who loves ODM, neither is he a man who can pretend that he loves Raila Amolo Odinga. Ruto promised that he wanted to finish Raila politically. He was to cast Raila in a wheelbarrow and take him to Bondo. The same Raila is now showering with praises. The same ODM that he now says he embraces and he might even use it to form power in 2027. This is not the man that can tell us that he loves Raila. So what is happening? He just wants to use ODM to ascend to power. He wants the support of Raila Amolo Odinga. He wants his people to see him as the father who is now taking over. When your father is gone and a man pretends to be so caring, that is the man you can give your attention. He wants to showcase that he's giving a Raila a befitting send-off. Okay, let's speak the truth, give credit where it's due. He has really tried to give Raila that kind of send-off that he feels befits Raila Amolo Odinga. But he's doing it to gain out of it. I personally believe that that is the biggest joke I saw in Raila's burial. We need people like Sifuna to tell him off. How do you pretend that you want prosperity of a party that was your competitor in the last election? The ODM that you are scared of, let leaders do their bit, but the common Mwananchi also has a say. And the most important person in ODM is the common Mwananchi, the voter, not the leaders. Leaders will talk because they want to secure their positions, those who are in several ministerial dockets. But voters will see for themselves whether Ruto really deserves a second term. Like I said earlier, Ruto will showcase what he has done. He will go to Nyanza, to Central, to Coast, wherever, to Eastern, to Nairobi, and he will tell them what he has done. And he will have to juxtapose his achievements vis-a-vis his promises and see whether he deserves a second chance. But to the ODM fraternity, I want to tell you here, Ruto does not love ODM. Ruto only wants to ride on it to ascend to power. Period. I don't know what Mama Eda was thinking, what Oburu was thinking as Ruto was speaking about ODM. By the way, He is one of the founding members back in 2007. But he left it and he registered his own party. The only thing that is clinging on to is the fact that they were the founding members. After ditching ODM, after they disagreed with Raila Amolo Odinga, he cannot pretend that he loves ODM. Let us be very careful about such leaders who want to pretend that they are the Messiah, that have been sent by fate, that have been sent by God. What do you think about that speech